follow the progress of the bank project, for example. So here we have a specific user interface with a specific application. Here we have also another updating or overview on the existing calendars, so the user could have or could be informed continuously onto in terms of event and task. Here we have also some features regarding the social experience. Okay, so Mr. Sam has has a different user interface than Mr. James, who is a simple user, of course. He's the author of eXo platform, for example, and he is the author of this company, and he needs only an access for the back office for the content or the site explorer in order to add some documents. He has another specific application, for example, like this gamification application, and he don't need a microblogging feature. Just some update in terms of activity stream, and it will be okay for him. Okay, so Mr. John, who is the administrator here, I will log in as Mr. John. Mr. John could have much more features as an administrator in order to manage, for example, the applications, could also manage the existing users and groups. So he will have new menus like administration here in order to manage the user, application, content, portal, and also the IDE. Here we have also another another menu for edition, for web content edition, and also in terms of pages and sites. Okay, so this is the profiling in eXo platform. Later I will show you the usage of this profiling based on the permissions and based on the capability of each user. So let's move now, or let's go back to the this user, Mr. Sam. So using this platform here, we already have this unified searching capability. Like I said before, that it's possible to go through the searching using a specific keyword, for example. Here I'm looking for any resources which include this keyword, eXo. So the result here will be coming from the file, wiki, pages, discussion, events. And we could go through this result, and you could also filter this searching result based on this capability. Okay, so it's possible to search inside the website as well as the content types. Okay, so you could search even for people's, tasks, event spaces, and much more. Okay, here we have, let's go back to the first homepage. Of course, we have a specific menu for the user in terms of to add quickly some event, task, poll, topic, upload a file in a specific location, or to create a wiki page in a social spaces. Okay, the social spaces is a notion and it already added to eXo platform. So this social space is a specific working environment. It's a restricted access area, only available for members who belong to this space. So the user, or any user, even if not an administrator, could create his own space. So using this wizard, the user could configure the visibility and the registration method in order to access to the document, to the social experience, the social space. You could make it visible or hidden. You could also require a validation ticket in order to access to this space. Okay, so let's have a look on this project, a bank project social space. So the creator of this document, of this space, could have roles, administrator roles. So this button is already activated for him. and a set of applications. So you could configure the space based on several features and several fields in terms the same access and edition environment, the already added, already registering members. Here we have also, so in the members, it's possible to invite much more users or to select users from groups. Here for applications, so it's possible to add another application to this page, and you will find all of this application on the top of this page. Okay. So let's go back to the activity stream. Of course, all of this information into the activity stream or in the other application will be restricted only to members who belongs to this space. Okay, so here we have the same activity, social activities, and in addition to this, we will get a couple of application like the forum. Here we're gonna start a topic, and inside the topic itself, we could go through the some wizard in order to add a new message. And of course, we could push a poll from this forum. We already have a populated forum in the topic, the publication discussion topic, like this entries here. And you can see that it's possible to push a poll on the top of this forum already attached to a specific discussion. It's possible to perform some features like rating, tagging, commenting, and so on. Okay, so this is for the forum application. We already have also a application for managing wikis. So it's possible to go through the wiki part in order to add pages. So we already have pages here already about the status meeting. So Mr. Sam, as a project manager, could add documents in order to talk about a specific meeting. We already have this feature, and we could have much more features like exporting as PDF, moving or moving pages from one space to another, managing access permission, really granular configuration here. So by default, the wiki document goes through the restricted area. However, you could make it public, or you could also manage the access permission to this page, to this wiki application page. Okay. So this is for the wiki. Now we're going to move to the documents repository. This documents application is a simplified view of the eXo platform document management system. So this view is simplified in order to make it simple for simple user like Mr. Sam. There is no additional features. However, Mr. John could have much more interesting features based on the feature, for example, for administrating, for publishing, for gathering documents into categories. So for that, for example, I will switch to the Mr. John repository, go through the, for example, this public discussion group, or you could go through the content, the back office of eXo platform here, and we'll see that it's possible to have a really complex view based on features, based also on capabilities. Here we have the administration menu in order to perform some advanced features. You could also switch to drives. For example, if you switch to the collaboration drive in order to go through the existing sites here. So this navigation could perform an advanced features like adding specific documents based on templates. Okay, so the Mr. John could add new content based on a set of templates. Okay, and of course we have a structure here in order to create a document. You could see here that there is a specific tabs for creating contents. It's possible also to inject some resources such as CSS data, the JavaScript also data. It's really useful for administrator in order to create web contents. Okay, so for example, let's have a look on this file, or let's follow a specific specific scenario. So for that, I will log in as Mr. James, who is a author. Mr. James is a simple user of the platform, and there is no need to have really interesting features. Just you need to go through the back office, navigate into the intranet, the document itself, and of course go through the repository of document, create, for example, a new content. Okay, let's create, for example, a file. This file could go through the just file as a test, just for test. Okay, so here we have these entries, files, just for test. There is some mandatory entries. We go through the saving here, and of course, after saving this document, Mr. James needs to publish this document. So for this, he will go through the publication information here, ask for publishing the document. However, these status are already disabled because there is no rules for this. There is no enough permission for publishing. So for that, he will ask for this action, and he will wait for Mrs. Murray. Mrs. Murray is a publisher in the company. So Mrs. Murray will ask for or will get a notification. So she will navigate into the Site Explorer, get a notification here, and a visual notification like this information. Go through this file, look inside it, and decide to publish this document. So she will have an activation of the other status. So she decides to publish the document because it's really good for the company. Okay. After publishing this document, she will get a version here. So it's possible to go through the version here, restore to a previous version, and so on. Okay. So this is for a sample workflow. You could also configure all of these stages, add much more stages, or also configure it as you require. This is a simplified view of the document management system and an advanced features like this publishing, tagging, voting, commenting, and so on. It's possible also to go through the searching, which is another searching level inside the document management system with advanced searching capability like this combination of operators. It's possible to inject an SQL query inside eXo and already discussed with the persistent layer like this query. Okay, so this is for these features here as Mrs. Mary. I'd like to go back to Mr. Sam, who is the user, the project manager, and I'd like to finish with the calendar. So this user needs to create events and tasks inside the project space. For example, in the bank project, he needs to create an event. So just a selection features in order to add a quick add event. It's possible to add much more details like reminder. So it's possible to send email via email to get a notification pop-up. Here, it's possible to invite participants to schedule the event based on the availability of users. Okay, and of course, all of these agenda calendars already added to each space could be gathered and aggregated into only one entries, which is the calendar repository here. So you can see that you could go through the this repository in order to gather all the existing calendars in one space. So the this user could have both personal calendar as well as